Okay. Hi, everyone. Mama Judy and Jill here.
Yes.
We are sitting in Mama Judy's home in Indio, California. How hot is it right now?
It's probably 105 with 40% humidity. So if you feel us sweating a little bit, that's why.
We will be doing this from time to time. But what we wanted to do, we have not done a video in the last little
No.
bit. And so what we wanted to do since we're here together is I wanted
Mhm.
to show you one of Mama Judy's amazing mixed media journals that she's recently created. So introducing you to this. And number one,
Go
Mama
ahead.
Judy. So I'm going to be showing you a little bit about what this journal looks like and asking Mama Judy a few questions. And so obviously, as you know, with our other YouTube videos and stuff, if you want to leave a comment, Mama Judy, if you have any questions or anything, we'll let you know. But Mama Judy, first of all, tell us
Yes.
what this journal is called.
All right, Jill. This one has an unusual name. This one is called Where the Dark Thoughts Go. And that title came about because I was having a bad day with the lupus symptoms. And I realized that our journaling can take dark thoughts and pain, physical, psychological, whatever, and transform it into something beautiful.
Yes.
So, and not just for me, but for all of you out there. So that's where the name came from.
And if you've ever seen any of Mama Judy's work, either in person, I know a lot of people own her stuff that she sells on Etsy, but you've probably seen it on Instagram as well, which Mama Judy's Instagram you can find in our little link here in the YouTube. But this is one is breathtaking. Like as I was looking at this journal yesterday and flipping through it, and then today, every page is amazing. So what I wanted to do first.
Friends, have you ever done anything and you put it aside and you look at it and you go, did I make that? This is one of those journals. I made it about 4 months ago. When Jill was going through it, I went, well, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's nice when you can admire your own work. Okay, so what I thought I would do today, and teaser little thing too, Mama Judy is going to do a really cool tutorial coming up that we'll talk about a little bit more about how to do this special binding. So we'll talk about that at the end of this little video here, but I want to show you a few pages that I've marked. So this fabric stuff is stuff, my bookmarks. They're not part of the journals, but I marked a few that I thought I wanted to ask Mama Judy about because I thought they were just so cool. Okay, so this is my first bookmark. So Mama Judy, tell us a little bit about, you do incorporate a lot of paper as well as fabric into your journal. So tell us a little bit about how you decide what that looks like and where you get this stuff.
And a journal can be any combination, fabric, paper, cardboard, whatever you want to put in it. And this happened to be an old doily, which I used to collect by going to antique places, and I coffee dyed it, which I love to do. And so it gives it that wonderful aged look, and it fits perfectly. Fabric is just a nice way to break up the pages and give more texture and more interest to a journal.
Yes, I love that. And through the different pages, she's got that. And not that this is fabric, but even the stitching, sometimes Mama Judy will add just like stitching the edge of a page, and that just adds that extra little interest as well.
And that's the whole purpose of every page. This has got encaustic wax on it.
Yeah.
It's to give texture and interest to whatever you're creating.
Okay. The next one I wanted to ask you about was, these are so cool. This one. Oh yeah, this one. Okay. Talk about what you did here on this page, Mama Judy. Let me zoom in so people can see it real quick, just a little bit close up. Okay. And then look how it's fabric. It's, it's not paper, but she'll tell us a little bit about it.
This is an old ledger from the 30s, and I have just a few of them, and I don't use them just the ledger paper. What I did is, this is eco-dyed, coffee-dyed cotton, and I stiffened it with matte medium. When it was dry, I attached it to a piece of the typing paper that you put through your computer, and I copied that journal page onto the eco-dyed fabric. So this writing is just copied right onto the fabric.
And then you glued it onto the page behind here. It actually feels like this is a piece of wallpaper. Feel that, Mama Judy? Is that like an old piece of wallpaper?
No, that is just with a little extra gesso that gives texture to it.
Okay.
But I also want to say something about using this page. Jill is correct. I glued it to a paper page, but when you stiffen your fabric with the matte medium, it can be a page in and of itself. You don't have to attach it to paper.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I've done that quite often where
If you
it's just
stiffen it with what?
matte medium.
Okay, like you
Yeah.
just brush the matte medium
Or
on?
Elmer's glue. Elmer's glue works great.
Okay, wait. So if a person's watching and we have a
Mhm.
piece of fabric that we want to make stiff enough for a page, we would just lay it down on something that can get, and then you take a brush and
And
just
just
brush
cover it in matte medium.
and then let it dry.
Correct.
Okay, got it. That's so cool. I'm going to try that with some fabric. Okay, our next little piece that I wanted to ask you about is this one. Oh, wait. Yeah, this was more fabric, so never mind. I think I had that separately, but that's more fabric. As you can see, Mama Judy takes lots of paper too and just dyes it with
coffee or tea. I like to experiment with the depth. The longer you leave it in, the darker it gets. And as you know, every fabric, every page will react differently. So that's part of the surprise.
And so you could just like have a casserole dish and put water, some coffee grounds or coffee bags or something like that, and then just let it sit.
Yep.
And then take it out and lay it on like a towel to dry, paper towel to dry or something.
Correct.
And then you could use it. Okay,
Yep.
that is so cool. Okay. Oh, what did I? Oh, yeah. Here was an example. I just thought you could talk about what you did here for this page. Let me show the page real quick. How do I? Okay. Sorry, guys. Okay. There.
Okay.
This page.
That is simply a page of an old, like a schematic for somebody that's inventing something. Again, coffee dyed to give it the H look. And then just making with a mark or with, in this case, I probably used black gesso and a paintbrush, a simple flower. That way you get the integrity and the interest of the written part, but then you add the definite flower for, it could be white, it could be black, whatever color you want. Just one more layers what you're trying to achieve.
Layers. That is a good
layers
tip.
of interest.
Also, and Mama Judy will explain how this works, but all of your what she calls signatures, and I didn't know that term before you would tell me, but like when you're putting together a journal book, you have sections that are like put together, but these are the pages are actually sewed on to the paper by this fabric, and then that connects the different pages and stuff. But she'll get into all that in the tutorial as well. Okay, there's another one, Mama Judy. I thought there was one of your dad. Remember, there was one of Elwood in here that a picture.
Okay.
Remember?
I think what she's
this one.
thinking
this is a good one.
One of the things that I love to do is to give extra pockets and surprises. So this was just a piece of cardboard, probably from Amazon, something I bought, and it opened easily. So this allowed me to work and have flaps.
Right.
And I think what she's referring to, this is a plane from World War II that my dad did not fly this plane, but he took that picture as they were flying in formation.
Yeah.
But something like that, again, surprise.
Yes. But actually, there was another picture of your dad as a little boy.
That's
there
my
it is.
Brother.
Oh, your brother, Paul. Okay.
Yes.
So here's another fun thing that I think about. Like you know how we have a lot of these just pictures that stay in the basement or in a box or something. Like, why not take them out and use them like this? And how cute is that to have a little picture of her brother?
And if you have pictures, friends, that you don't want to just use the picture itself, just copy it again. And what you'll find, if you experiment with different kinds of paper, such as rice paper, old book pages, cotty paper, you'll get a different look depending upon the paper. This one, I believe, is on rice paper, which has a different, it's very sturdy and it has a different look. So experiment with the types of paper that you use in your old book pages.
And sizes. Like, look, I love how you have all the different, like, look how this is a shorter page, taller page, thinner. I love how you have all the differences. This is fun too. Look at this little dingly dangly tea bag that she's got hanging down here that's on there. I think that's so cool. The last one I wanted to ask you about, in every page, I just talk about this book forever, but the last page I thought was cool is Mama Judy tell what this is, Mama Judy. Whoops.
Oh,
this right here.
If you have your own memorabilia from your past, you can use it. Back when I graduated from college as a teacher, I had to get a teaching certificate. Well, what are you going to do with it when you're retired 50 years later? You're going to coffee diet and put it in your journal. So this is part of the certificate, my first teaching certificate,
Yeah.
that I just tore it in half and it makes a great page in a journal.
I
So
love
use
that.
everything, friends.
Yes, and I love that we were talking about this earlier, is that it's putting it out there in the world too, because Mama Judy will likely sell this. You will sell this journal at some point, eventually. And most likely, because you sell a lot of your journals.
That's part
But
of my process.
that is putting this, it's keeping this alive, but it's putting it out in the world, because I think I have a hard time holding on to things like, well, it's this like piece of my history or whatever, but here it's like actually out there and for someone else to enjoy in the world. So I love that.
Yes, and what Jill said is right. We all do that. We hang on to things, not for the thing, but for the story attached to them.
Okay, to end this video, we want to tell you about this binding, which if anybody does this kind of stuff, this is amazing. So tell us about the binding, and then tell us about the two-part, I think, tutorial that you're going to do in the next little while.
This was the most challenging binding that I've ever done. And this, friends, this started out as one of those wooden chopsticks you get when you go to sushi that you probably just leave there. Well, I don't. I have a whole bowl of them. So I began with one of those. And in the tutorial, I will go through getting it to this point. And then the second part I hope to do is how to use that as the spine for a journal.
Right. And look at this. I mean, this is the spine to this amazing journal. And would you say, since there's 4 of these binder parts, there's 4 signatures within this book?
Yes, there are in that
book.
book.
So if you made an 8 signature book, it'd be that much thicker. And just to tell people a little bit, you might use paper with this, you might use fabric, or what was the other thing you said?
Well, I used encaustic wax, and I'll go over that. But you know, I started out with the chopsticks. As I said, it could be a stick. The whole idea is to start with something that normally would be thrown away, that you pay no attention to once the utility of that item is done.
Right.
Repurpose it. Give it new life.
And you could even go get a twig from outside.
Absolutely.
You know, so anyway, we just thought we'd jump on. Hello to everyone. We're so glad that you will be watching this video in the future, and drop any questions that you have for Mama Judy if you want in this. But then also, if you like and subscribe, if you subscribe to this YouTube page of ours and hit the little notification bell, when her tutorials come out, the part 1 and the part 2 on how to do this, you'll be notified so you can know that. So anyway, have a great day.
Thank you for joining us.
Bye.
Oh, let's go inside and